Do you suffer from paralysis by overanalysis? Do you overthink every single step? Second guess? Well, let me tell you, don't overthink it. Jump in and go. Now, today I'm playing in with my prompt packed. This is my 100 pick a prompt cards. I printed them off and I have them when I'm not sure what I want to do. I've double printed them double-sided, and today I'm working with the prompt direction. I'm not overthinking it. I grabbed one. Now I'm going to open up my prompt journal. I have a place that both of these prompts are, and I've brainstormed them. I've even pulled this kind of weather vane that's going to go with direction, and I'm going to get started. Now, I'm determined not to overthink it, not have to have everything planned out. I have a bunch of quotes. Then I see this girl over there, and I thought, "Oh, she kind of looks like she's got some attitude on her. And what if I combine these two focal images?" I'm not even going and digging through my focal images, looking for anything more. I am just going to run with this and go with it. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to try to find the perfect quote or anything. I will make those decisions as I go. Now, because my focal images right now are primarily black and white, any color background would do. So here's again a situation where you do not have to overthink it. In my stash, I have these rice paper. I've taken out the focal image of them, and they're just leftover collage papers, basically colored collage papers. Thought, okay, why not? Why not have kind of orange, yellow, brown as the background? But as I said, any color would work. So if you're doing something similar and you've got leftover pieces of collage papers, don't overthink it. Pick a color or two colors and run with it. I can make my focal image match that if I want to colorize it, which spoiler alert, I do, but it works with the black and white. So I've ripped these up. Basically, I just want to the first layer of color using these leftover pieces of rice paper. I am trying to have complete coverage, but I'm not over worried about if I don't. I can solve that problem. I realize that where I'm going to glue that focal image, I don't need the collage papers because you're not going to see that. So that will help me, um, get full coverage on this art journal page. I'm overlapping. I just want color. Again, I'm using that rice paper as the first layer of color instead of paint. You could have done that just by putting down paint as well. But this is a great way to use those gel prints, the leftover rice paper, napkin, what have you. Now I had some holes and gaps in there, so I just grabbed my red oxide or burnt sienna, and I'm just filling that in. I know I'm going to glue this on top, but in case some peeks through, I'm just going to neutralize it and get rid of any gaps. I'm working fairly quickly, and that helps when you're not overthinking it. I look at I have the stencils that I have sitting on the table. I have this kind of burst one, grab some Naples yellow, and I'm just stenciling through it. I like how it's round. It kind of matches that weather vane directional element that I have in my focal image, and that's the only reason that I picked it. I like how that looks. It's pushed back the color. You can still see some of that patterning that was in the rice paper from behind. And I'm just going around there. If you don't like it, I'm wiping it off. Everything that I have here is permanent. So if you need to wipe off paint, it's pretty easy to do without wrecking anything. So another reason why you don't have to overthink it and make sure it's perfect. So I'm liking this burst of bright yellow or the Naples yellow here around the page. It's adding some interesting patterning. and it's really transformed my background. So I'm quite happy with this. The the rice paper underneath and everything else, it's just added some really interesting patterning. I grab one of my DIY stamps that I made with fun foam, and I'm putting some bright aqua on there. I know that bright aqua works really well with the orange, peach, burnt sienna color. And again, I picked something that was circular. I'm keeping in that circular motif, and I know that that will work together well. I'm really liking how that stenciling with the Naples yellow also has like the points that you see in the middle of that weather vane. So again, I'm just putting some of this down there. It's providing some color. And I went with what I know. I know that that bright aqua is going to look good with those orangey tones. But I wanted to introduce a little bit of black in there, grab the script stamp, putting on some black acrylic paint with a makeup sponge, and I'm just going to stamp some of that small scale patterning onto the background. I'm not trying to make it perfect. Now, part of me would think, oh, Karen, you use script stamps a lot. But you know what? I use script stamps a lot because they work. So don't overthink it. Don't, it's a minute detail. Don't try to be so perfect all the time. Move fairly quickly. This, although I've sped up parts of this video, this art journal page from beginning to end took around 30 minutes. And that's what you can do if you're not over analyzing every single step. So once that was dry, I grabbed this cardboard and I'm stamping some line work on the top and the bottom. I'm putting a black acrylic paint on the inside of that cardboard and just stamping. It's giving an interesting line effect. I just absolutely love this amazing mark making tool. So, rip apart some cardboard, one of those boxes that you get from Amazon, and, open it up so you get this corrugated cardboard part. It makes a great mark making tool. So I'm loving that effect. And I'm loving how the background has come together. Now, all this, the same stencils, the same stamping that I've done, if I have a different color, it would look totally different. And it would, as I said, work well with the focal images that I have because they're fairly neutral. And so if you don't want to overthink it, work with focal images that are black and white because you can always tweak the color, and you're going to see how I do that. I'm just edging the page here with black. And, I'm loving it. I could put a multitude of focal images on this, but I'm not going to open up that can of worms. I'm not going to look for something else. I'm just going to go with what I had from the beginning. Then I decided I want a little bit of bling on here. So I grabbed this, I believe it's Screen View stencil, and I'm putting gold on. Now it's really hard for you to see this, but when I turn the page, you get that little bit of shimmer and patterning. It's very subtle when you're looking directly on it. In fact, you may not even see it, but it's there. Not everything we do has to be so big and bold. It can be subtle. So now that I'm happy with the background, I'm grabbing my fluid matte medium and gluing down the weather vane and then the girl. And then I have a whole bunch of quotes that I had brainstormed. I'd looked up on Pinterest and brainstormed and wrote down on that other side of the page when I'm pre-planning. Here's a peek of that gorgeous background. Isn't that yummy? And I printed out all these quotes that I have. And now I'm just looking for one that goes with my focal image. And I like this one. Your attitude will determines your direction. And while that was the full quote, I end up using less of the words because it fit better. When I have script, I tend to bubble cut. And by that, I mean I leave just a little bit of white around the letters, but I remove a lot of the excess white. I chose this quote because it looked like that girl. That girl was from a magazine, or I think it was a flyer from our local rec center and stuff. And it looked like she had attitude. So the combination with the weather vane or the, you know, and that I thought went well with direction. And again, when you are following prompts, it's the meaning you bring to that prompt that makes it work. It doesn't have to make sense to everybody else. It doesn't have to be literal, it can be abstract. As long as it makes sense to you, it's good. So don't overthink it. Even if there was just one element on here, even just a quote that talked about direction, that would have been good enough. So now I'm going to shade my focal image a little bit. Now, initially I'm thinking, okay, I just want to shade this a little bit, soften those edges, make it a little bit more interesting so it doesn't look like I've just glued down a piece of, something that printed on copy paper, which is exactly what it is. Just, shading around here and thinking, okay, am I going to add color to this focal part? Or am I happy with what is? So I start with this and then I assess. Do I like it? Is it done? Then I make the next decision and I decide, yes, I want to add color. No, I don't. And then there's no turning back. I mean, even if it doesn't turn out here, I'm using that Naples yellow and it is a lighter, duller Naples yellow. And there wasn't enough contrast here for me. I didn't like it, so I just grabbed my yellow oxide, which is brighter, and I'm painting that. And that makes me happy. It goes better with the background. Don't sweat it. There's nothing that you do that you can't fix. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, but that's a win too, right? You learn what does or doesn't work. Here I'm just adding some more of that yellow oxide in there. I could have done gold, but gold tends to be a real kind of translucent, and I didn't know I was going to get enough deep color in there. So once that's dry, now I'm going to add some of that bright aqua into the focal image. I had some stamping there with my DIY stamp, and so now I'm just using the stylus and filling in these dots all the way around, just incorporating, bringing the colors of the background into that focal image. And remember at the beginning I said, because it's neutral, A, I could leave it neutral, or B, any kind of color in the background would work because I can bring the colors from the background into it. Grab my Posca pen and just adding some line work there just to make it stand out a little bit more. Darkening some of the letters. It's not a great photocopy or print. I think I'm running low on ink. And there we have the finished page using the prompt direction. So don't let overanalysis stop you from creating. Go with it. If you think you want to try it, try it. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Until next time, go get creative. Take a chance. Don't overthink.